Now then, here we go. It's time for another league race, and this one is very, very fun. Here we are for PSGL Australia, and round number 9 of the season. Now, round 8 will be linked in the top right at Spa. The previous episode, go check it out. Before we jump into it though, I want to say this is actually maybe possibly the race of the season. Spa was pretty damn epic last time out, but I feel like this one is just as good. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. Now then, currently we're in qualifying, and for this one I actually changed my approach a little bit. So I believe I chose the harder allocation on tyre selection, so I only have 2 sets of the soft compound tyre available for qualifying. Therefore we're only going to go for 2 runs in this session. So currently you're watching me get through my first lap, and this is essentially my banker. Important to try and, you know, nail it and also not invalidate, as we only are going to get one more run after this. We absolutely nailed the chicane limit, as that wasn't the limit, as you hear me say in the background. Now making our way though into sector number 3, looking to close it out. A little bit of a mistake there, just running a bit too deep and just missing the apex at that right hander. Other than that, it's been a pretty strong lap, to be fair, and I'm quite happy with this as a banker. Through the final few corners now, just trying to close things out and make sure we get the lap on the board. And there we go, DRS open, up to the line. Not bad. I've been struggling to set legal laps, so I'm happy with that. Again, this was a few weeks ago, so I don't actually remember what a good or a great lap is, but we say 16.9. I believe like a 0.5 I think is a good lap if I'm not mistaken, but that is a bit of a guess. Anyway, a minute to go and we're on our final attempt, so let's see if we can improve. Down to turn 1, you want to try, brake, and then turn in at about the 50-meter board. Down 3 gears, quickly back up to 6th and try to ride the curbs as best as possible. DRS open as we now head down to turn 3. Brake at the gap in the wall on the left, which is just before I'd say the 50-meter board. Down to 4th gear, be patient, use lots of curb, I find helps me through here to get the rotation. Flat out through the right, not the best. And not the best, as you hear me say, as I know there's more time to find in my first sector split. Oh, you bastard. And yeah, unfortunately we invalidate through turn 6. Let's see what the lap was. I'm going to keep pushing though, just to see what the lap was, as you can hear me say, just to see what kind of pace, you know, we were looking for. Heading into the chicane, we nailed this last time. Yet again, very decent. Well, I guess we'll never know. And yeah, that is going to be for qualifying. So, yeah, with one single lap, we actually, I don't think done too badly, to be fair. 116.9 on a single lap, P13, not too shabby. In terms of pace, I think looking at this, I mean, if Flores set an absolute belter, but genuinely, I believe P2 was possible. I remember thinking that at the time when I finished. I think had we gone for the balanced allocation and gone more aggressive, it would have worked out in our favour. But I'm kind of doing this because I know my strength is in my race pace, so I'd rather have an extra set of hard tyres or mediums in case there's a safety car or something happens and we get the chance to, you know, hopefully fight back in the race, because that is where ultimately the points are scored. And qualifying has not really been my strong suit for the last couple of years, especially in this game. So I'd rather focus and put all my eggs into the race basket. So yeah, qualifying done. Let's move into that race and let's see if we could try and hopefully make that come true. Now then, first things first is going to be strategies. Now for this one, we're going to go for the hard tyre to start with, and then move on to the medium. We're going to bump up the tyre pressures to improve tyre wear, and also just drop down the fuel. I quickly asked my Twitch chat, and I was told to run pretty much level. I'll just run like I'll run the low end of point. I'll run the low end of point 1 just to be sure, but yeah. Cheers. And we got an update from Luke Smith, F1 esports driver, who was in my chat at the time to help me out. But here we go. 5 red lights in Australia. And we're underway. It's a pretty average start, not one of my better ones. Modesto Mena, aka Hilo del Español, in the Alpha Tauri. They're having a poor start as we get shunted and we get hit in the side. Luckily, we're still alive, but a very, very, very dangerous start. Down to turn 3, though, we're looking to try and keep Jack Humphreys back, so we try to squeeze one right on the outside of Modesto. Not quite able to get through, but crucially, getting the elbows out, being aggressive and holding on to our net position. So we've actually gained a place and we've moved up to P12 as someone else had an incident. So yeah, good start. Oscar Camper now running a bit wide through turn 6, and Modesto looking for the move. The 2 Spaniards here going at it as we look to try and get involved. Bit of a roadblock. I'm going to try and have a look here using a bit of the battery, but this is the longer line, so you just naturally lose out, especially because Oscar's got the slipstream on the car ahead. So we just fall in line and we're just gonna, you know, play it safe. We do get a decent run through here, and I try to use the battery. We're gonna have a little look, but Oscar's also using his, and he's actually gonna maybe re-challenge his fellow countryman there into the right-hander, but we don't. I'm gonna get T-boned at this rate. Quite commit, as you hear me say, we're gonna get T-boned at this rate because everyone being quite aggressive as Oscar again goes for the move. I try to get the cut back. Oh, I was going to get in there as well. That ruined all my momentum. And it was actually a really good cut back there. I had the momentum, but he just lost the back end, and I just had to get on the brakes, which lost me all my momentum that I had. So yeah, end of lap 1, and we're up a place, and you know, we're getting amongst it. Not ideal. Which isn't ideal, and you can see Jack Humphreys looking to put pressure on here, using a big bit of the battery. I have to go defensive just to cover off, as I can tell he's looking for the dive. Slight bit of contact, but we stay ahead. And yeah, P12 for now, as now the race will start to kind of calm itself down and we get into that race rhythm. So DRS now enabled, lap 5, and I felt like I had a bit more pace than Oscar Camper ahead of us. You know, race pace didn't seem too bad. Also worth noting, Jack's got a 3-second time penalty. Thanks, noted. But yeah, we're going to see if we can hopefully just start to make a couple of moves and make some progress. And yeah, I feel like I've got the edge on Oscar as I'm trying to look for a way through. It's very hard around here with, you know, the 3 DRS zones, all the straights. It's very, very hard to overtake around this track. And also my straight line speed wasn't the best. I'm on the higher side of the wings compared to some others. So yeah. Anyway, currently making our way through the second sector, and Jack is actually draining his battery and making an attempt to get past it. So we have to go defensive yet again. We're going to cover the inside and stay ahead. We also get a good run through the chicane to stay in front permanently. I was the chat there for a second. Didn't realise I was getting pressured. As you hear me say, I was actually looking at my chat, and it kind of, you know, you crept up on me at the last second. I didn't expect him to go for the move, but luckily I reacted in time and was able to stay in front. Anyway, lap 6, 1 lap later, and I felt like Jack was being very aggressive. He was pushing really hard to get past me using a lot of battery, and eventually he's going to stack it as yellow flag.
Okay, the incident's been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Come on.
No big surprise there. I thought Jack was pushing like crazy.
But officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
It's too early to pit. Now this is a bit of a dilemma, but it does feel too early to pit, to be honest, compared to, you know, what you'd normally go for, especially because everyone's on the hard type. You start on mediums. If you could pit for the hard type right now, that would be the absolute best possible play. But right, I thought Jack was pushing on the limit a lot. I'm not surprised at all. And you can hear me say, at the time there, I feel like Jack was, you know, being quite aggressive. He was trying to get past me, using a lot of battery. There was a few other little half looks he had to get past, and yeah, I think he just tried too hard and eventually made a mistake trying to get past. Anyway, for the restart, we're back underway, and a bit of a late one as everyone kind of had to check up.
Okay, clear.
The green flag, and we get back into racing action. Tyre temps here, not looking too shabby to be fair, compared to others. As whoa, wow, that was close. The two Spaniards have contact, and Theo McKee's got the run. We're going to go up the inside though. Oh my god, that is risky, that is dangerous, but we're getting the elbows out, and we made it work. Let's fucking go. And that is aggression for you right there. You guys have been asking for it. Whoa. Oh, what? Easy, easy, easy. How am I still alive? How am I still alive after that safety car period and that restart? My god. Can I keep the pace? That's the question. Now, like I said, you guys have been asking for it in the comments. You wanted to see more aggression. That's normally not a move I'd go for, but I absolutely sent it into turn 3, and we made it work. As Sabrino crashes out of the chicane, and that's another retirement, and that is going to trigger another safety car in this race. Can we go to the end?
So far, no plans for a safety car. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Copy that.
This could be interesting. This is a bit more in the region of potentially going mediums to the end. I'm not going to go. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm going to stay out. There might be another safety car. I'm going to trust my gut feeling here. Now this is a bit of a marginal call. A bit less marginal than the previous safety car, but I'm still not fully comfortable that we'll get to the end. Besides, we've gained a few places and we're now in the top 6, and my pace is decent and I've got decent tyre wear and I feel like I'm doing okay, so I want to just keep it going. The hard tyre feels good to me, like a decent race tyre to run on, and like I said, my pace seems okay. So anyway, back up the way on the restart, decent tyre temp. However, The same can't be said for Vincent Nyqvist, who has a moment on cold tyres, so we breeze past up into P5. So very good start to this race so far. Honestly, the first 12 laps made up a bunch of places, kept it clean, made the right moves, and we're getting ourselves into this race, and the pace seems pretty strong. So far, very happy. Currently behind Cameron Dowds, looking to hopefully keep up. There's a bit of a 1 second gap here to Yannick Schmidt ahead, so important to try and close that DRS gap. And Cameron was working towards that. I was also trying to keep up with him. And yeah, now lap 15, everyone is going to bail into the pits, which is interesting because we're going to be left out alone out front. I don't want the cold tyres. As you can see, I don't really want the cold tyres. Also, my pace is not bad. I mean, look at that lap, matching our personal best. Harlem is the first of the cars to have stopped, so we have a bit of a frame drop there. But yeah, you can see, lap 16, we're actually keeping the gap. We're actually pulling away a little bit to him, to be fair. They're not catching me, so let's just give it a chance. Let's give it a go. Let's see if we can try and get a safety car or something. I did use a big chunk of battery in that lap, hence why I set a personal best and I actually pulled away, but second warning, that's not good. That's a bit of a warning. That's a bit of a concern now for the final, 13 laps or so to be running on 2 warnings. But as I was saying, the pace was good and I stayed out all the way up until lap 19, kind of hoping for a safety car or a VSC to get a free pit stop. However, just here we have a huge moment and we just keep it out the wall. If you watch it back, I just clipped the grass on the corner entry, which unsettled the car, and that could have been a devastating error. Luckily we saved it, and yeah, we're still in the lead, but we've lost that little 1.5-ish second margin we had. So we're now going to pit because we're going to be under pressure from guys on better tyres. So into the pits. I was going to stay out longer than that, but that mistake kind of sentenced me to having to pit and kind of avoid this. But yeah, onto the mediums we're going to go. Could have gone softs. Some people in the live chat were saying, I should have gone softs, but the softs can overheat quite quickly, especially here, so I'd rather have a tyre to push flat out.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Now we're going to rejoin in P16 and just ahead of Philip Valters, and he's actually got some nice warm tyres on his car, so he's looking to get past. Crucial here that we try and stay ahead and keep track position. I've got a decent bit of battery still saved up, which we can use. My plan here is to not use it though. I'm just going to try and push flat out on these tyres and basically give it everything. And we're going to go for qualifying laps for the rest of the race, all the way to the end. So Via Camper got caught up in a spin and we just hit him at the wrong time and we lost momentum through there and lost time as we had to get up the brakes into turn 6. We just unghosted at the perfectly wrong time. Oh, fuck's sake. I just needed him to stay ghost there for a bit longer so I could drive through and basically lose no time because we've lost a few tenths to the cars ahead. And I was starting to make inroads, but we've just lost like 3 or 4 tenths there, which is far from ideal. Anyway, up to P15 now and slowly making our way up. Cars ahead now also accumulating penalties and starting to struggle on tyres big time. Jeremy, my teammate, goes for a spin, whether that was him or it was caught in an incident, I don't really know, but he's lost time and we're now right behind him. I don't have DRS as I wasn't there at the detection point, but his tyres are hot, so hopefully he'll just move out the way if everything makes sense. He's also got a penalty which makes no sense to fight with. How about just let me go, teammate? And there we go. He, almost like he heard me speak there and got out of the way, so thank you very much Jeremy for getting out of the way. And yeah, now P14 as we crack on. We've got 2 more cars ahead on penalties, so that's looking like P12 already. And another yellow flag as Zoltan Boulder is caught up in an incident in the Red Bull. He's also got a penalty, so right now we're looking at probably P11 at this rate, so we're charging now. Another one bites the dust. Absolutely flying. Cars working beautifully. These tyres were fantastic and they were holding up really well. Lap after lap, just pushing flat out. At this point I started to use the battery to really close the gap, and you can see now there's a huge scrap here for the tail end of the points. What the fuck is happening here? Oh, there it is. For a safety car now. So Vincent Nyqvist gets spun out and look at this battle, man. Everyone getting the elbows out, and this is for I believe P9, so we're going to get stuck in here. We're going to try and get involved. I don't have a ton of battery, which is a bit of a shame. I could have got this done a lot quicker, a lot easier and efficiently, but nonetheless, Fionn, Zoltan battling side by side here. Fionn with absolutely no battery left, as we're just kind of wish I hadn't drained my battery last lap. As we're just waiting for an opportunity to get by because they're too wide and it's pretty much just blocking up the racetrack, so I can't really get by. I tried to stick one around the outside of the Red Bull there, but no way through. getting a decent exit, decent run. Philip also in the mix here as we try to get past Boda, but we don't really want to use the battery just yet because I can tell Zoltan's got a fair bit left because his lights are flashing, so I don't want to, you know, drain it in a pointless battle. Through the chicane, we get a really nice line through here, and we get a great run and exit. Now we're going for it, and we're going to also get the run off Fionn McKee as we go 3 wide into the brake zone. We have to get out of it, otherwise that could have been devastating. That allows Philip to get the run on the cutback, and he goes through momentarily. However, I'm straight back up the inside into the hairpin, and we're going to make that one. Fionn onto the grass, and we're just trying to stay alive here. More contact as we avoid it in a bit, and we're up to P11. Let's go. Got to catch back up now. So with 2 laps to go, work to be done to try and catch up to Cameron Dowds and also Yone Dovzhan, who is on a 3-second time penalty. So if we can just close that gap to Yone, we'll be looking at P10 hopefully if all goes according to plan, and we're looking at a points finish. So we've made this strategy work and this stint work as well. Lap 29, last lap of the race, and Modesto Maynard stacked it in the wall. Lovely. He didn't have a penalty either, which is great. And he had a time, sorry, he didn't have a time penalty, so that's also great to see we gain that free position. And we've also caught up to Dovzhan and made it inside his 3-second window. So right now we're looking at a P9 finish as we head on to the final few corners of the lap here. You can see also Cameron just up ahead. Had a chance to get in this race, but we just lost too much time in battling, which is a bit unfortunate. But here we go. More penalties up ahead, by the way, so we could finish harder than this. Up to the line. No punctures. That's a bit of a shame. Oh, well, I'll take that. Oh, yeah, I'll take that. Yes, sir. And there we go. P7. I believe, actually, we should have got P6. I think Flores took someone out, but for some reason, he didn't get reported, so his P2 will stick. But yeah, very good race. And I think the pace was strong. Honestly, really, really strong. I think that little mistake I made at turn 5, turn 6, you know, on lap 19 was a bit of a shame because we lost about 2 seconds. And then also coming through the pack, there was a couple of moments where we lost a little bit of time, like behind Via Campo after his spin. I think, you know, another 2 seconds and we could have actually been a bit higher up. And that's the kind of margins we're talking about here. But a very, very fun race, really enjoyable, kept it clean. I managed to survive on 2 warnings for the last 13 laps while pushing flat out. Racing RQ on point, made the right moves at the right time, no contact, kept it clean, and that's what you get at the end of it. So a decent points finish, decent points haul, P7 for us, and one of our best races over the season. I think actually our best finish this season, which says a lot about how my performances have been, but still very good fun. Really, really enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll take some encouragement into the next few rounds with that result. But guys, leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more. It really helps out the channel, especially on these videos. I really like doing them. Hopefully you guys enjoy them as well. And yeah, as always, a shout out to the members. Check out the 2 videos on your screen right now if you haven't seen them already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.